Hi, Chris here. In this video I just want to talk about minerals, and I know I've done a video regarding macronutrients and micronutrients and the importance of minerals, but you hear so much of certain minerals being really pushed forth that it's very important for us, such as calcium and iron especially, and I find it really strange because essentially what allows health to occur and for the body to function at its optimum is regards to having all the minerals. The body needs to be exposed to all the minerals. That's why they're there. Whether they're macronutrients, the micronutrients, all the trace minerals. And it doesn't matter whether we only need them in small amounts. We need them for a reason. So it doesn't matter how much of each one we need. We just need to be exposed to all of them. And the fact that a lot of the times for people that have got, they get their blood test and they're fatigued and so on, and they're low in certain B vitamins and also low in iron, is the fact that you need all the cofactors that go along with it for your body to actually utilize it and metabolize those minerals well, and also prevent an excess in one certain mineral where a deficiency in another. So essentially when we're looking at minerals, we're looking at balance. We need to be consuming foods and drinking substances that have all these minerals in it. And sadly, because a lot of our produce, majority of people get their produce at the supermarket, which is grown a lot of the times and been fertilized and fed the plants with only three minerals: NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Now, those three minerals can grow plants, for sure, but it's not going to grow vitality within that plant, and that's why they have to use pesticide, herbicides, and so on to protect it from being eaten from insects and so on. Is because the immune system of the plant is very low because it's only getting three minerals. Just like our immune system, the plant's immune system needs all the minerals as well. You'll get a more vital plant if you give. We need to start thinking about what's being laid in the soil of these plants that are being grown. Because if we put all the minerals into the soil, then the plants will utilize what they require to keep in balance. And then all of a sudden we eat that plant, or we eat that substance, and that creates balance within our own immune system, our own body as well. So in regards to, I think a lot of people, when they're deficient in iron, they just go into an iron supplement, and a lot of people actually still don't have very much success even when they're on a supplement. They take a supplement and then they go off it, and all of a sudden, not too long after that, all of a sudden they get a blood test to show that they're deficient again in that mineral. Now that's not, I think we're looking in the wrong place. It's not about just supplementing in iron. I think that's an indicator that we need to be consuming all the minerals in balance. And we're deficient of a lot of these trace minerals. Not necessarily just deficient in iron, we're deficient in trace minerals that are the cofactors which allow your body to utilize that iron and store that iron well. Because I have a look at you look at a majority of plants and a lot of food sources, and they've got really good amounts of iron in them. So I really don't buy the argument that we need to be looking at really high sources of iron because people get an iron deficiency. I think we need to generally look at the fact that we need to be eating substances that have all the minerals in them, and that's why I'm a big advocate on making your own garden and growing your own food, because all of a sudden you know what you're putting in your soil. And a really great fertilizer is a mixture between rock dust and seaweed and fish. I think it's called rock solid here in New Zealand, but there'll be other similar varieties to that all over the world. And all the different rocks that have been broken down have got a number of minerals in them. You think about Himalayan crystal salt, it's got over 72 minerals in it. So you're getting all these different sources of rock dust. They've got higher sources of certain minerals, and some have got higher of other minerals, but they're essentially got a large or wide spectrum of minerals in them, and you're coupling that with substances at the sea. And we know that sea salt and anything from the sea has all the minerals in it. So that's a great fertilizer, because you're not just going to be fertilizing with NPK. And you look at the substances when you go to your garden store to, say, if you got tomato plants, and there's certain fertilizers for tomato plants or for citrus fruits. Now, there are substances that they're just using a few minerals that can maybe create more growth in that plant, but it's still not answering the question of, are we making that plant vital? And a lot of times we're not. And if you buy this rock solid fertilizer that has all the seaweed and the fish and the rock dusts in it, you can use that on any plant whatsoever. And the reason why you can is because it has all the minerals in it, and then the plant will absorb what it requires at the time. So it's a lot smarter way of growing your own food, is of giving the plants all the minerals that there are. You know, we don't have to be selecting one or two that's going to help them grow bigger. We want them to be vital, because when we eat that substance, when we become more vital, and we don't have these issues with calcium deficiency, which I don't believe exists. With bone density issues, it's usually, again, the cofactors, the other minerals, magnesium, boron, vitamin D, vitamin K2, and all these other minerals that go along with bone building, and silica is a big one. Calcium, the theory of calcium does not make a lot of sense. And again, we're looking in the wrong area with supplementing calcium. There's been a lot of studies that show that people that supplement with these calcium actually increase their risk of having a heart attack and stroke and all these other issues, because the issue of calcification, which I've done in a previous video as well. Check that out if you want to know a bit more about that. But anyway, I wanted to do this video just in regards that we need to be looking at having a balance of all the minerals. We need to be exposing ourselves to all the minerals. Okay, and there's a lot of ways of doing that. A great ionic supplement is CMD, concentrated mineral drops, over 72 plus minerals in it that you can add to any substance whatsoever. Obviously, also using the right fertilizers when you're doing your gardening for your plants, and therefore you'll collect all those goodies that the plants are absorbing through the soil, as well as consuming these superfoods that you hear about out there, and super herbs, because they're called super herbs and they're called superfoods because they come from places where the soil is rich in all the minerals. That's why they're called superfoods. We need to understand that. Now we can grow our own superfoods by feeding our soil with the right fertilizers that's going to allow all the nutrients and all the minerals to be there for our plants to absorb, and then we consume it and we get the benefits of it. So anyway, thanks for watching and thanks for listening.